Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you guys a very fast speed R5 team that I've run probably upwards of 2,000 times, for sure over 1,000 times. I have not seen it lose a single time, but I do have this 5-star here, Liam. If you do not have Liam, simply just throw her in there for the leader skill. Make her go slower than her, just like how this Liam's just slower. I think even when Liam's in this team, he moves like 90% of the time he doesn't even get a turn. The boss dies before he even gets a turn. So he really is just here for mainly the leader skill. And if you do have a Liam, I would recommend putting him on double fight will. I simply just don't have enough fight runes to do that, so I just don't have enough fight runes. So I threw him on just a normal set, and he is just there for a failsafe. She actually I would make her a little bit faster than her. Just make her faster than her and slower than this guy, and then you should be fine. They should, as long as she goes installs a little bit longer, just so she can do as much damage as possible, and then the boss should be dead from her hit, regardless. But basically, the way this team works is the boss will get debuffed from these 4 units, so it'll have four debuffs, and then these units will be dead. So this guy is guaranteed to team up with these 3 in the back. This is a skill 1 defense break, skill 1 defense break, skill 1 branding. So it just teams up defense breaks and brandings. And then this team, first time the boss goes, it'll get slowed. Actually, no, it'll be attack broken. And then it'll be really, depending on what the boss does, if it sprays, this guy barely survives. And then this guy's guaranteed heal, and it'll guarantee attack buff. But if the boss hits the front row, this guy is barely tanky enough to where the boss won't kill him, and it won't proc his passive, and so it won't mess up the run. It barely doesn't proc the passive, and she is guaranteed again to use skill 3 and heal. I would recommend just have her very squishy regardless, just in case the golem somehow dies or something. But if that is happening, just make him a tiny bit tankier, because he has like no survivability stats anywhere in this. Like actually, he has this little bit of HP, this little bit of HP, and I guess there's some HP here as well. So he has a tiny bit of percentage HPs and stuff, and some HP here. So he has a few, but still. This guy does have some HP here, and I have grinded up some HP and some defense just to have that little bit extra tankiness to where the boss hits the front row, doesn't kill him, and doesn't proc the passive. Because if it procs the passive, he will boost his attack bar by 30% and go in front of her. That'll mess up the run a little bit. If that happens, it's still not gonna lose. It'll still be completely fine. It'll still run normally, and it'll still win. I have not seen it lose a single time, even with that happening about like almost every single time. Because this I have run this a bunch of times even before I fixed the AI, so that wouldn't happen. But even when that did happen almost every time, he still did. This team just still didn't lose. So if you don't feel like making him have the perfect amount of HP, it's completely fine. And I would recommend using a level 1 Ifrit. Obviously, skill ups are a little better, but if you don't have the skill ups, it's whatever. And by the way, anything that has lands debuffs, even these guys, because they do land debuffs, they need at least 15% accuracy. That's the minimum you want. And my crow over here does land debuff with skill 1, but he does not have enough accuracy, so I did end up putting a skill 1 accuracy on him. But so it is a little bit less damage, but it's completely fine because I do enough damage to where it doesn't really matter, and I do have enough crit rate. Crit rate, by the way, I think 76 for every single non-wind unit is 100% crit rate because of this leader skill. Um, I think 61 if they are, yes, 61 is if they're wind, and then that's completely fine. This girl over here, by the way, gets an extra 25% crit rate. So she's, I think, 36. I think 36 is, if I remember correctly, is 100% for her. This girl doesn't need any crit rate, because if they have any debuffs, this girl 100% crits, which is very, very nice. So you can just stack a ton of crit damage, ton of attack on them, and you're completely fine. And by the way, um, this girl is the highest damage sets, by the way, you need on your Naomi, Argan, and your Crow. And in order, I would say Naomi, and then Crow, and then Argan. And by the way, every single unit needs to be on Will. Every single unit is on Will. I would recommend putting her on Will if you're actually planning on using her, but I'm not really using her because I'm using Liam. And if you want to as well, you could just put her in the front row and just have her die, and then she just dies, and then she doesn't do anything, which is would make her runs go a little bit faster. But I'm not using her, so I'm just gonna keep her in the back row, and I will end up be using my Liam when I'm actually farming this team. And basically, yes, so defense breaks instantly, and then attack buffs on this one, and then kills with these two units go and kill. So that's 2 turns, and then the boss will jump, which is very nice. And I think that is the slowest you can do it. And then after the boss jumps, this guy will brand, this guy will defense break, this guy will defense break, and this girl will defense break. And she will do whatever. She honestly doesn't really do that much damage. I do hover on Rage Will, but I would put Double Fight Will just because I don't have that, because I just simply don't have enough. And she is just slow enough to just right under her. Him is fine. Oh, and by the way, the fastest unit on my entire team is this Ikaru, and he is on 190. But I wouldn't recommend go any faster because you need the boss to go first. I think this Ikaru was on like 200 and something, and then then he outsped the boss. And I was like, okay, that's not gonna work because these three need to die, and these two need to die. So he actually does team up with these ones in the back row. So it actually works. And let me just really quickly show you every single unit that is on what they're on. Double Fight Will, Double Fight Will, Double Fight Will, this one Rage Will, this one Rage Will again, Double Fight Will on her, Double Fight Will, Double Fight Will, Double Fight Will, Rage Will, uh, Double Fight Will, very, very squishy still. This one is just on Broken Will, um, because I need just as much damage as possible. And I just didn't have, I wanted my high sets on my Argans, Crows, and Naomi's. This guy just double fight Will and enough accuracy to line his stuff. This guy, double fight Will, some damage, very, very squishy, by the way. He needs to be very, very squishy. If I powered these up, it might even be he might even have too much HP. So that is honest, might be why. I also did have a minus wind water over here on that for at first on accident. So that also might have been why he survived. I think he survived like 10% of the time. I saw him survive once. So you do need very, very squishy units on him. And like at least 15 accuracy because you want him to land his branding. And then this guy, I would do double fight Will, and slower, a little bit slower than this unit, but then that's completely fine. This girl is just double fight Will, fast enough to go faster than everybody else on the team. This unit double Rage Will to do as much damage as possible. And these are the artifacts. I think, yeah, I just didn't have a lot of wind plus water damage on water with attack percent is whatever. She's on Broken Will. I was gonna put shield on her, and I realized because I had this really good one anyways, and I realized wait no, because it might keep this guy alive. I don't want that to happen. So just Broken Will is what I have on her, and as much damage as possible. And I think that's every single unit. Now I will show you how the runs actually go. I'll show you the one on the left first, and then going over. Basically, boss goes, kills the two. Ikaru goes, teams up, Crow goes, and guaranteed kills the kill. Like, what the world happened there? I don't know why that mess up. I must be lacking damage somewhere, but it's completely fine. And now, she did mess up the defense break. Wait, this is a weird team. What happened? So it derped? I don't know how it derped, because this guy's still alive. Oh no, derp. I think I just lacked damage a little bit. Am I missing a rune? So no, I looked at every single thing. I don't know. That was weird, derp. Let's show you again. Even if it derps like that, it adds like a second on the run. But it still works completely fine. But let me just show you an actual run where they actually kill. But he goes, kills the 2 front row, teams up, hits the crow, goes and kills. Boom. That's what it's supposed to do. I think I was just lacking damage somewhere. I'm not sure where though, because I was missing literally an artifact on Naomi and I still killed there. So I don't know. I don't know how. But that's weird. But then defense breaks and then she goes doesn't really do anything. After the first wave, this team kind of just sits there. The other teams clean up and actually kill the second wave. And then now I'll show you the middle team. And I'm curious, the middle team might have been one that derped, but I don't think it did because I saw it, you know? But let's see. Basically, he goes, he sprays. This gargoyle barely stays alive, so she heals. And the Argon goes and kills. And I'll also try to be showing you the, when he actually hits the front row and show you what it looks like when that actually happens as well. But then after the jump, this Ifrit will go defense break. If it doesn't defense break like it did in that time, it doesn't matter. This girl stalls for a second just so more debuffs land. If you land 4 debuffs, she will kill. If she doesn't land 4 debuffs, then she will this girl over here will have to be the one that kills. And then let me show you it again, hoping to see if it will land the if it'll hit the front row first. Let's see. Let's see if he hits the front row. Is he gonna hit the front row? Okay, he hits the front row. This Ifrit did proc to passive, which is not good. You don't want that because now there is this when that does happen, it does mess up one thing. It messes up where is it? It messes up this defense break for this one, and it messes up the defense break for this one. So it did a little bit. So there's only 2 debuffs there, so it did a lot less damage. But this team is still slow enough where it's completely fine for that to happen, which is very nice. That is this team over here is the one that stalls long enough to where if it does derp like that, and then it still fixes itself. I don't think that's what happened the first time. I don't know what happened the first time. It's weird. But basically hits the front row, doesn't proc passive, that's what happens most of the time, heals, and then kills. That's what's supposed to happen. Obviously it didn't happen the last time, but whatever. And then Ifrit passive will proc off this, and then it will go. Defense break, didn't defense break that time, but this girl stalls just for more debuffs to land, and then she will go and kill. And like I said, and then if she doesn't kill, this little archer over here will end up killing. Now I'll show you the team on the right. The team on the right, the way it runs. And let's see. Team on the right, boss goes, gets slowed from the lich. Lauren goes, defense breaks, nice. She goes, kills. First wave, killed instantly. Boom, boom, done. And then the boss jumps, kills the Ayunu. I'm assuming that's the name. I might forget his name. I don't know. Kills the Ayunu, revives himself, brands, goes again, brands, tries to brand again. Then she sometimes she'll go like that landed 4 debuffs. So this girl right here, this Lyn, actually did kill, like I said before. If it lands 4 debuffs before this Lyn goes, it kills there. That's why I would recommend this hammer to go right before her to stall for a little bit longer for her to land them. But let me see what happens if it doesn't land the 4 debuffs. If it doesn't, then this Lich will go. Defense break. If it doesn't defense break because it doesn't have perfect eye, it doesn't really matter. And then after that, and then the archer will go. Let's see what happens this time. Jumps. He goes brands. He does land all 4 debuffs, so she should kill here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she did. She did kill her. So if it lands 4, she kills every single time, which is kind of cool, which is very nice, very nice. And then, but if it doesn't happen, it cleans up just fine. And then these are fine. I think I might need that one. Don't need that. Usually I just go here and just like, nope, don't need anything. Okay, cancel that. And now I will show you one run with Liam in here. just because if you have a Liam, this is what the run's gonna look like. So there you go. Just so you can see it. Same thing here though. If she lands the 4 debuffs beforehand, it actually doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll see. Though Liam doesn't move like 90% of the time, so double fight will on him would definitely be better. But like I said, don't have any fight runes. But brands again, defense breaks, and then okay, yeah, still didn't go, which is fine. It's completely fine. And that's just how the runs actually go when there is no uh when there's Liam. Liam in there is they're both fine. So if you don't have Liam, just use the archer and use her leader skill instead. It's completely fine. They're interchangeable. Liam is just there for a super duper 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 fail safe. If something super bad happens, Liam will for sure kill. Like if that Lyn, if this water Lyn in the middle literally just decided to use skill 1 somehow, and then literally nothing over here, like nothing landed or something, I don't know, then Liam will kill. That's when Liam actually gets a turn, but she will kill this time. Yeah, she killed. So easy peasy. So you have Liam, that's what your runs are gonna look like. I have Liam, so that's what my runs look like. And let's see, and if you want to see more, I can do the other elements. I am gonna do them, but not yet, because I do plan on farming this one for quite some time, for just like these runes. They're just sitting there. I need to actually power them up all the way and get them grinds on everything. Okay, this is like not landing anything at all. And okay, still nothing. 6 took 6. Wow, that's cool. Crazy, crazy. But yeah, this is why I'm farming this one specifically, because I farm giants a ton. So now I just need to farm this a lot so to upgrade my swift runes and will runes. And see you guys in the next video.